Mist drifted down from the high hills as the traveler entered the barren plains. His steps slowed. Days of walking had eaten away the rhythm that faith once gave. The lamp flickered weaker now, its oil nearly gone, its flame trembling like a heartbeat. For the first time since his father's passing, he feared that light could actually die. He found a quiet ridge and set the lamp on a rock facing the wind. "If this goes out," he murmured, "let it mean I have given all I had." He waited, watching the horizon fade into the kind of silence that tests conviction. Night spread its cloak. Stars hid behind clouds. Wolves cried far away in hunger. He thought of the faces he had met, the beggar, the thief, the ruler. Every one of them had changed, yet here he sat, doubting the very flame itself. A cold gust came. The lamp sputtered, danced wildly, and went out without sound. Darkness swallowed everything. For a long while he didn't move, too tired to fight what felt inevitable. Then from somewhere deep inside, memory stirred. His father's voice. "Light begins where eyes can see." He realized the lamp had never been the source, it was only a mirror of will. Slowly he closed his eyes and breathed. Within the silence, warmth bloomed behind his ribs. When he opened them, the night looked different, not brighter, just less empty. He lifted the lamp. Though unlit, it seemed to glow faintly in his hands. He walked until dawn, each step guided not by flame, but by understanding. By morning he reached a village struck by famine, fear, and the loss of hope. People huddled at doors, no one spoke. Even birds seemed too weak to sing. He placed the unlit lamp on a stone and said, "This once burned for many souls." They laughed bitterly. "We have no oil, no strength left for stories of miracles." He nodded. "Then lend what you have. A spark of belief is enough." He tore a piece of cloth, dipped it in water, and laid it inside the lamp. "Even the smallest faith can find fuel in the rain," he whispered, striking flint. For a breathless second, nothing happened. Then a thin line of fire rose and steadied. Gasps spread through the crowd. Children ran to fetch bowls. Old women began to pray. It wasn't the fire they worshipped, but the reminder that darkness never truly wins. By nightfall, the entire village was aglow with torches lit from that single rekindled flame. And the traveler smiled, because he finally understood what his journey had always meant. Light was never meant to be carried, only awakened. He sat by the lamp, now burning strong again, and whispered into the wind, "Father, the flame was never in the oil. It was always in the heart." Above him, the stars returned, calm and infinite, as if they'd been waiting for that truth. Do good, even when no one is watching, because kindness always finds its way home. A thin ribbon of smoke curled above the huts as dawn warmed the mountain air. The traveler sat beside the lamp, its flame steady again, quiet as a heartbeat. Villagers brought him food, yet he ate little. He only watched children chase morning light. Among them was a boy with wide eyes, barefoot, clutching a cracked clay toy. He stopped near the traveler and whispered, "Is it true this fire came from rain?" The traveler smiled. "Yes, little one. Sometimes faith lights what the world thinks impossible." The boy stared at the lamp, mesmerized, reflection dancing in his dark, hopeful eyes. He asked, "Will it burn forever?" The traveler answered softly, "Only if hearts keep sharing its warmth." Days passed, the famine eased. Laughter crept back through alleys once emptied by despair. The traveler prepared to leave, yet the boy followed each morning carrying a small bundle. "You should keep the lamp," the boy insisted, "so people remember who helped us." He shook his head. "No one needs to remember me. Remember what goodness can do." He knelt, placing the lamp into the child's trembling hands. "Guard it. Feed it kindness." Tears welled in the boy's eyes. "What if I fail?" "Then try again. Light forgives." They sat until sunset, silence heavy with meaning only souls could understand. That night, villagers gathered for farewell. They sang softly, voices woven with gratitude. The traveler looked at them and said, A flame only lives if it moves. He pointed to the boy. He will carry it now. Teach him not to worship light, but to become it. The crowd murmured blessings. The boy held the lamp high. Its glow reached every face. When morning came, the traveler walked beyond the ridge, footprints fading into mist. The boy stayed, watching until the figure vanished into the endless line of sky. Years would pass before they met again, yet that single dawn shaped both their lives. Under the boy's care, the lamp became more than fire. It became a way of living. He shared food with strangers, mended roofs and lit lamps at every doorstep each evening. People began to call him the little keeper, the child who fed the village with warmth. One stormy night, lightning struck the storehouse. Flames spread and fear swallowed courage. While others ran, the boy dashed through rain carrying the lamp close to his chest. He placed it inside the chapel's window, its calm flame guiding villagers back through smoke. They fought the fire together, saved homes, saved lives. When it was over, the lamp still burned, wet, battered, unbroken. The villagers cried, "The light listens to him." But he only smiled, remembering the traveler's words, "Light forgives." From that night onward, the lamp belonged not to one house, but to all. Every newborn child was shown its flame. Every elder whispered the old farmer's lesson. The story traveled again, through mountains, across rivers, into countless grateful hearts. And somewhere far away, beneath another horizon, the traveler felt warmth touch his weary hands. He looked toward the wind and smiled, knowing the flame had found its next keeper. Do good, even when no one is watching, because kindness always finds its way home. Wind howled through the valley the night the storm returned stronger than before. The grown boy, now a man, stood by the chapel, rain stinging like sand on his skin. Lightning split the sky, and from the hills, smoke curled black as midnight sorrow. A traveler burst into the square shouting, "The orphan house is burning, children trapped inside." People froze. Fear nailed their feet to the mud while thunder swallowed every prayer. He looked at the lamp flickering in the chapel window, the last calm light in chaos. If he took it, the storm might kill it. If he left it, darkness would guide no one. He whispered, "Light forgives," wrapped his coat around the lamp and ran toward the screaming wind. Flames clawed the roof. Heat blinded him. He smashed a window with bleeding hands. Children cried within. He crawled through smoke, coughing, feeling for small trembling arms. He found one, then another, leading them out through fire that hissed like anger. Outside, villagers watched, silent witnesses to courage shaped by an old promise. He turned back once more. The last child's cry echoed from deep inside the burning hall. Without thought, he ran again, clutching the lamp close, though its glass scalded his palm. Inside, the beam from its flame cut through smoke long enough to find the final child. He wrapped her in his cloak, shielding her, whispering, "Hold on, the light will show us." When they emerged, roof collapsed behind them, fire swallowing everything but the night's first tears. He laid her down gently, chest heaving, lamp dim but alive, wick barely clinging to breath. The crowd rushed forward. One woman sobbed, "Why risk your life for a flame?" He smiled faintly. Because without light, fear grows faster than fire. Rain poured harder, drowning embers, washing soot from faces that had forgotten how to hope. Someone shouted, "The lamp still burns," and the village knelt, humbled before quiet resilience. He placed it back in the chapel window, hands shaking, voice raw. "This light belongs to all," he said. "Let it remind you that courage feeds it." When dawn came, the valley steamed. The chapel stood scorched but unbroken like their faith. Children brought flowers, elders rebuilt walls, and stories began even before the ashes cooled. They would say later that night forged a man into legend, but he denied it. "I'm no hero," he told them. "I only followed the road my teacher began." He looked east, toward distant hills where the first traveler once disappeared into mist. Somewhere perhaps another lamp waited, another heart ready to carry the fire forward. He whispered, "Father traveler, Whoever still listens, your lesson survived another storm. And as sunlight struck the window, the flame brightened, golden and whole again. Do good, even when no one is watching, because kindness always finds its way home. The storm had passed, leaving the valley washed clean, smelling of smoke and new beginnings. The man, once the child who carried the lamp, stood alone before the chapel window. Its flame burned steady, gold against dawn, whispering of promises older than any name. He felt its warmth on his face and thought, if light forgives, so must I. But something inside him called beyond the valley, beyond the hills, to the road unseen. He had saved others, yet a question lingered like mist. What became of the traveler? The man who had trusted him with the lamp had vanished into rumor and memory. He wrapped a cloak around his shoulders, placed a small jar of oil in his satchel. He turned to the villagers, saying, "This flame belongs to you now. Guard it well." They protested, "You are its keeper." But he shook his head. No one owns the light. At sunrise, he began walking, his reflection fading in the window behind him. Fields gave way to forests. Rivers murmured his father's voice in each bend and ripple. For weeks he followed roads that no longer remembered footprints, guided by starlight and instinct. He met a shepherd who shared bread and said, "They say a wise wanderer crossed the sea." He met traders who spoke of a gray-haired man healing hearts in distant towns. Each story carried a hint of truth, yet none told where the traveler had gone. Still, he pressed onward, believing faith doesn't require proof, only direction. One evening, as the sun bled red into mountains, he reached an abandoned shrine. Inside, a small clay lamp sat cold on an altar carved with nameless prayers. Dust lay thick upon its rim, yet when he touched it, warmth pulsed faintly beneath. He poured a drop of oil, struck flint, and light returned like a sigh of recognition. The flame rose, bright, familiar, almost alive. He whispered, "You remember me, don't you?" Behind him, footsteps echoed, soft, unhurried, the sound of someone who had walked far and long. A voice spoke, gentle yet deep. "The lamp remembers everyone who carried it with care." He turned and saw the traveler, older now, hair silvered, eyes calm as evening sky. They stood without words, time folded between them like distance erased by understanding. The traveler smiled. "You kept it burning. I knew the flame would teach you itself." The younger man knelt, tears rising. "It taught me that light isn't past, it awakens." The traveler nodded. "Then you are ready for the next road, the one without lamps." Confused, he asked, "Without light?" "With the light inside," said the traveler, touching his chest. "There will come a night when even stars hide. You must be your own fire." They sat together, talking until shadows softened into peace. The traveler told of journeys, of kings who learned humility, of thieves who became builders. Every tale ended the same way. Kindness returned. When morning came, the traveler gave him a small wooden carving shaped like a flame. "This is your lamp now," he said. "Carry it not to light the world, but to remind it that it still burns." The younger man looked up as the first ray of sun caught the old man's face. He wanted to speak, but the traveler was already walking toward the horizon, blending with light. He stood there until the path emptied, then turned back toward the valley. The road home seemed brighter, though no lamp guided him this time. Because now he understood. Every step walked in kindness leaves a glow no darkness can erase. Do good, even when no one is watching, because kindness always finds its way home.